Good. I'd like to call the November 17th, 2025 Wall City Council meeting to order. Will you please read roll, Carolyn?
Stan Anderson,
Here.
Morgan,
Here.
Houston,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Hawk,
Here.
Mike Anderson,
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Very good. Let us stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Will you please lead us?
Thank you.
Oh, I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do we have an order of business for emergencies?
No, there's none.
And do we have attendance on Zoom?
Councilman Stan Anderson is on Zoom.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Zach moved,
Second.
Rick seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Does anyone have a conflict of interest to declare this evening?
I have a question for the city attorney on item 16, the reading of the site ordinance with the sidewalk business. Hypothetically, if I owned a business between that section, would I have to abstain from that?
I think, I don't know, I don't recall the particulars of that, but if it might affect your business and bottom dollar or the financial interest, probably best to abstain.
It's about like the sidewalk sales.
Oh, this isn't the food truck.
No,
No, that was
no,
that
it's
was
about between Fourth or what is it, 7th Avenue and
Fourth and South.
4th and 7th Avenue, no sidewalk sales or benches.
Oh, yeah.
Benches will be allowed on this one, but
That one I think you might be okay. That one, that to me doesn't seem as though it directly is gonna affect your business. I think you should
You'd be good on it.
No conflict there.
So you're
Ten
talking
more.
about
Thank
waking
you.
bacon?
no, that's a hypothetical.
Okay, hypothetically. If, okay, all right. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Moving on then, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the November 6th city council meeting?
So
Second.
Okay, Jerry moved. Mike seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, also in your packet is the claims for the city, fire department and library. The city claims total to $44,745. The fire department is $4,814.17. The library is $86.98. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Dan is moved.
Second.
Mike seconded. Is there any questions or further discussion on any of those claims? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. In your packet for your review was the fire department minutes. And I found it interesting, and I wasn't aware of that, but I wanted to congratulate the fact that Jim Kitterman was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award from Pennington County Fire Management. So I wanted to make sure that we acknowledged and congratulated Jim, so I was grateful for having those minutes submitted. Also is the expense budget report for the city. Is there any questions or comments on that? Okay, at this time is public comments. And this is a time for public to discuss or express concerns to the council with any issue not on the agenda. Action won't be taken. You're limited to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to address the council with public comments?
And do a report, but I remember something. I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow is our annual meeting, and there's our 10th annual meeting. We start at 5:30 for our d'oeuvres, and 6 o'clock is when the meeting starts. So I hope everybody will be there. It'll be, I think, a good time, and we have some good news to share. Okay?
Thank you.
I did have one item.
Oh, yes, sure.
The last conversation we had concerning the building pickleball courts with the grant writing starting this Saturday. I talked to the mayor and Garrett, and they suggested tearing up the old tennis courts. And I just want to make sure that was still the direction we're headed, or do we need to go north there in the grass? Just something to consider for now. I didn't know if there was any conflict with anybody on the city council with that or not. I still gotta get a bid from John, but I just wanted to know for sure when they start writing their grants. And the last time you visited, you
Right.
said, why don't we
And
do
you
that?
did visit with I and Garrett, that is true. However, I don't think it's ever been brought to the council, so
Right,
that might be something that would need to go on our next agenda.
okay,
And so if you would make note of that, please, Katie, that we better have a discussion, make sure
I'm
everybody's.
fine with that. I just wanna make sure it was, we weren't backdooring anybody on anything,
Yeah.
maybe hurting anybody's
Yeah,
feelings. so.
the council does not know, but
All right, thank you.
So Wayne, are you talking about tearing that out and replacing it with?
With concrete probably and the pickleball courts on it.
Got
And it would probably, I would say probably the whole thing, the whole blacktop surface, and maybe try and put the basketball court back in on one end or whatever, I guess. But we need to redo the fence, and I think Garrett said the city could possibly aid in tearing some of that stuff out if we needed to. So we'll see what kind of grant money we can get for that. Perfect. All right, thank you.
and the thought was that north of that, he's got irrigation already in his ground, so that's why he was reluctant to tear that all out. Redo what needed to be fixed, so, but we'll,
It might save in a your base course, I'm trying to get base down underneath that slab. Thank you.
Thank you.
okay,
Isn't there some money in parks and recreation too? Is there?
that would come out of next year's budget,
Next
though.
year's?
And I don't recall what we have in there, not a lot usually, but we can look into that.
Yes,
We can see what we get on grants. What
You
we get
haven't-
the grant rating, we may get enough money to cover
Okay,
whatever. I know there's gonna be some. They'll be required to have restrooms out there, which are there already, they can use. Yeah, and Carol did drop that off, but Carol had requested last meeting, so. thank you for
so
that.
it's already here?
Yeah.
Wow, perfect, okay.
Have
Thank
you
you.
given us a price before on what you think that's maybe?
$74.
No, the whole.
Oh, the other deal. Yeah.
Thanks, that's good.
Decrease.
If we can stick by that, we can good.
Might wanna lock that in now.
It was from a vendor in Harrisburg, I believe, and then the renter people would put the surface on it, but it was like 240,000. With the fences, and that was similar to what Weed had done with their courts.
Okay.
But Weeds on rock was not on gumbo.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. All right. So superintendent report, Sally.
What about those Wall Eagles? Football team? That kind of concludes, it doesn't really conclude. I am taking a student to regional oral interpretation tomorrow. We had one student, Tyler Hines, advanced oral interp, and because her coach can't take her tomorrow, I'm gonna take her. So we have that, volleyball's over, we've started gymnastics, wrestling practice starts tomorrow. Basketball will start. Let me think, girls before Thanksgiving, and I think boys after Thanksgiving. So we're getting going with that. A few other exciting things we've got coming up. Annie Junior, so Annie, it is the play Annie, my assistant, Mrs. Myers, and our drama director, Taylin Mars, have worked with, we literally have K-12 kids. I said I was gonna provide lunch, so she said plan for 40 of them. So she's been working with 40 kids, K through 12, and Annie, the production of Annie is gonna take place Saturday at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock right here in the community center. We had a conflict in our gym. Our powerhouse is not in shape with the drama piece at all. And so we looked at other options, and we have purchased the curtains, we have purchased the lights and the sound and all. So it's kind of mobile, so we're bringing it over and we're gonna have a production. We're gonna have popcorn and pop, and the songs are fabulous. These kids are doing really great things, so I'm kind of excited. I don't have a human kid, but my dog is gonna star in the show. So I have to come for practice. Another exciting thing, so Meyer Meats up at Hayes has agreed to do, we're back in business with Beef to School. I'm talking old here, I'm so tired. Meat butcher, that's not what we call him today, but, Wall Meats couldn't quite keep up with the demands of school. So then we reached out. There are certain USDA guidelines that these different, places have to have in order to do the meat for our school. Myers Meat from Hayes has agreed to go through the process, and I'm telling you, we have reached, Lynn Dunker's done a great job of trying to find someone to do the beef to school. And now she's also, Lynn Dunker is working with local beef producers here to get us some meat for them to work, because there's a little bit of a special process they have to do to use that meat at school. So if you know anyone that wants to participate in that as far as a local beef producer, contact Lynn Dunker, our food director at school. But we're excited to do that again. We also had today, we had Western Dakota Tech come in. So they came in and they're working with Mr. Stroshine at school. What we're putting in place, we're still working through the details. We're going to have some electrical trades. It's tape, but we're just in the beginning stages of providing electrical trades. They are going to come out, they'll teach it. Our kids will get dual credit for it, so they'll get college course, high school course. We're gonna set up on the top part of our new shop area up there, electrical booths. And these professors are excited to come out. We're also gonna offer it to the community. We're working on times and all that. This would be something we will do for next year, because we have to get the state to approve it as a approved CTE course before we can offer this. So we're just in the beginning stages. They also said that our welding programs are we have an excellent welding program, and so we're working through some paperwork and some things where kids who, go through our welding classes, then would not need, they'd be certified in order to not need some of the classes at Western Dakota Tech. I'm excited to work with that partnership because, I'd like to keep our workforce out here. And they even said a lot of school, well, then we're also working in Black Hills, home builders. And they told us they were excited to see us working with Western Dakota Tech. A lot of our schools are working with Mitchell. And we just need to keep our workforce out here. I just heard on the radio coming today that many of our kids graduating from school, they're gonna have a tougher time getting jobs because a lot of our entry-level jobs are going to be manned with AI. And therefore, I said, you know what, you can't use AI to build my house and you can't use AI to fix my plumbing, so. Kids, there's lots of jobs left. There are lots of jobs out there. I talked about winter sports, Thanksgiving is coming, something else, I am just gonna mention it. I mentioned a little bit with Mary. Freshman Impact, if you guys, some of you remember, was here quite a few years ago. Freshman Impact is where it's that program, on drinking and driving and risky behaviors, but a lot of drinking and driving and drugs, but where we have a lot of breakout sessions for freshmen in high school. It's been brought, so they had to cancel it, Douglas, in October. We were all ready to go. I was gonna do the play for it, where you have to get, Wayne Shaw was gonna be my coach in the play. Football kids killed their coach in a drinking and driving accident coming home from working cows and getting in the alcohol. So I'm an old play director, so I had this all worked up. It got canceled at the last minute, literally right before they were ready to go. Rick McPherson runs this. Rick used to work out here. He came and he was very sad, upset, sat at my desk, and I said, I suppose you wish I would just offer to do it here. Or he goes, yeah, we'd be here in a minute if we could bring it back to Wall. I'm working through some details. He said if we could do it this spring, he said, I'd love to bring the small schools back together and you just do the 4 rural schools. If we could work something in there with New Underwood, Kadoka, Phillip and us. So I'm having that conversation with city folks. Because, we might have to do more down here, because we have to still have school also, because it only take our freshman kids. So we're still working through if that looks like we can do it. I'd love to say yes. Because that's the kind of person I am, but I also got to pull up back the reins a little bit and make sure all the details kind of will fit into place. Any questions for me?
Why did they kill?
Well, he was given the reasoning that they do a lot in their theater and their theater was under construction. But his comment was, I'm not sure why this didn't come up sooner, if this was the real reason. So it was blamed because we were all there for meetings the night before, planning all the tiny details as to what kids we want at what door and how we're gonna make this work, and we were gonna be there at 7 o'clock the next morning with kids he called that afternoon and said it's canceled. And I thought it was a joke, because I'd been kind of stressing over all the details, and when Kelly Sundahl called me and said it's canceled, Sally, I just thought, no, you're teasing me. And so we've never had that happen before, and so he just said, I said, well, if we do it here, I'd rather not include, Douglas is a large school with a lot of kids. I'd rather keep it small town. And he said, if you guys would do it, we'd include those 4 schools, because right now I think Kadoka and Phillip go down to Martin and their program is really full. And he said there's other schools from the south kind of wanting to get into that one, so if we could have one out here and Douglas can go with Rapid City. So that's what he was told, is it had to do with construction. But he said, I don't know why we couldn't have used the auxiliary gym over there, so anyway. That's part of the reason, but I guess I will probably keep visiting a little bit. Tentative would be April 29th. He said that we'll need 4 classrooms. A gym, like I'd love to use this building if we could, with the gym and the stage. Because we kind of got to keep it somewhat local, you know, you're supervising kids and you got about 100 kids and you can't have them be going clear across town from school. And we were talking, how could we still have school? Because we're gonna have to still have school with the rest of our kids and still offer that. And so there's some details, but that's down the road a long ways. I'm gonna get through Thanksgiving first. Thank
Would
you.
everyone agree that that's all right to bring freshman impact back? No
Great.
problem, right? Okay, you
Perfect.
got it.
Then I'm gonna tell Rick, he will be overjoyed. Merry Christmas, Rick. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. Okay, ambulance report, sir.
Good evening, thanks for having me. Short and sweet, we had 8 calls for service in the month of October, with 4 of those being transports to the hospital. So a nice little month for the ambulance service, but that's always good for the public. Only the other news is our update on our EMTs that were finished in October with their class. The 4 individuals, they all passed their class test and have moved on to doing their national registry test. Jace has already passed his and is getting the paperwork done through the state in order to be able to work here this summer when he comes back from college. And then Lily, Angel, and Steven are working on getting that scheduled to be able to go get that done. Otherwise, I have nothing else. Any questions for me? All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay, that brings us to the chamber.
Okay, yeah. So I'll give a report real fast. Shop Local is Saturday, starts Saturday, the 29th. That's Shop Local Saturday. And then we're also beginning the chamber holiday sweepstakes, the little boxes and cards. That will start the 29th as well. Thank you, December 3rd, and the Parade of Lights. It's December 3rd. The theme this year is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. That's pretty much what we're working on right now for events and stuff, so there's that. And then last meeting, we brought up the job description for the director position. We sent that out with the last agenda request, and I guess we would just like to get that approved this meeting if we could, or voted on this meeting. It's been sent out. We talked about it last time, but that was pretty much all that we got done with that, so. That's something we can do at this meeting?
The
Description.
yes, I believe so, yeah, we can.
It was sent out, I think we sent a copy of it November 3rd.
So we can get posted.
So we could get it posted and everything.
Do we have a follow-up on here?
Let me see here.
Same night as pancakes.
Randy, who would that been sent from?
I believe Savannah sent it that time to the city, or to when we sent in the agenda request.
I went to the city office on.
November 3rd, I believe.
It was on our agenda, but I don't believe it got discussed, did it?
We discussed it at the last meeting, yeah.
It's in.
It was in both packets. This and last ones.
Mike, this might be a good time then, waiting to have an executive session.
So, if I can just kind of interject, my understanding was that the council, was waiting for a decision from the chamber on whether they wanted the chamber director to be a city employee, as, has been the case, or if the chamber wanted to take over the position and have that director be an independent contractor or have a contract with the city. And for the chamber to then take benefits and supervision and control and all that.
I was gonna request that one executive session for that as well, doing the options that we were gonna go over and then the hiring process as well.
Yeah, and could we wait till executive session or like, should we go into executive session now?
Let's go.
I think we should.
Go into
No.
executive session right now. And have that discussion, I think that would be most appropriate.
Yep.
And this would be the one that we could probably.
I make a motion, that we go into executive session for purpose of discussing legal personnel issues according to SD. EL 1-25-2 parentheses 4.
Second. Do we need to?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, they said.
I will call us out of executive session
We just weren't sure if we had to have.
and there will not be any action taken.
Okay. Okay, we're all relatively green, so.
I do have a question for the chamber, with the pancake feed and festival of lights going on the same thing, why are they going on at the same time?
Because dates and we
Just
discussed,
how-
I believe, did we discuss it with you, Rick, or no?
But
The festival, I'm sorry, festival trees is on my mind. Parade of lights and pancake supper, sorry,
pancake suppers from 5 to 6:30.
yep.
Parade of lights is at 7.
Coming into town, I think it's just a good time to get everyone
I-
together and have a good turnout,
Yeah.
kind of what we discussed.
Makes sense
Santa's
to
gonna
me.
be busy.
Yes, I know, we'll be very busy. It's a long evening.
More than once then.
I think, you know,
Kids.
with everyone coming in for the pancake supper, the parade might turn out better, because I feel like the parade's kind of
Have more.
last couple years, so.
Yeah.
And
We're just gonna try it. Try it.
where does the parade of lights line up at school yet?
I believe it's the school, that's where we
Is
had
it the
it.
school is where it's been?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Not, and back line up front.
Yeah, the back line.
Okay. Anything else on that then? Okay, so moving on, that brings us to item 15. And we have some licenses that need to be approved. If we could have package off sale liquor, Omni Hospitality. Would can we do all these at the same time?
Individually, as their different license.
Mayor, did we make a decision on the record about the chamber issue, a vote after coming out of executive session?
Oh, no, we did not. Did you want us
I
to?
think we ought to do that, yep.
Okay,
Somebody to a motion whether to approve the job description.
oh, okay,
And,
my mistake.
and
Sorry.
hiring.
Yeah,
I can make that motion.
just before we move on the agenda.
Good
sorry.
point.
Two separate, Nathan, probably, or can both of those be in one?
You can do one
Got it.
thing.
So I would make a motion, that the chamber proceed in, with the job description and also the hiring process for, the chamber director position.
Second.
Okay, so Mike has moved, Dan has seconded. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on. Moving on. Okay, so now, did we get a motion for, Katie, where are we at? Did we get a motion for the package off sale liquor?
Oh, just get the start.
So moved.
Okay, Zach has moved,
Second.
Mike is seconded. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Retail on off sale wine, C9 Enterprises,
So moved.
Jerry's moved.
Second.
Dan seconded. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Retail on sale restaurant, C9 Enterprises, Red Rock Restaurant.
Don't move.
Dan moved.
Second.
Jerry seconded. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. All right, that brings us to the second reading of 2503, which is revising chapter 15025. This is the second reading for adding benches for seating on sidewalks if they're placed against the building and not used for displaying the merchandise. And you indicated, Nathan, that there was not a conflict on that. Everyone,
I don't believe, that that's a conflict under the scenario that Zach presented.
okay. Okay, with that being said, then would I have a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 2503?
Move to approve.
Rick has moved.
Second.
Mike has seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay,
I got those two.
okay, roll call vote then, please.
Stan Anderson,
Aye.
Morgan,
Aye.
Houston,
Aye.
Hawk,
Aye.
Mike Anderson,
Aye.
Hoffman.
No.
Motion carries 5-1. Zach, do you want to make any comment about that or?
I think it's just something that could help businesses if they wanted to try and pursue sidewalk sales. That's just how I feel.
Okay. Okay,
Can I say something?
oh,
I would like to be able to see it, but the policing has turned into such a problem in the past and then when we made the rules and regulations, they just pushed them and tried to, and we wouldn't have anybody to police it, and it was just nice that it's flat. It's very understandable that way, Zach, otherwise it's very questionable of what is allowed, what isn't, as far as what T-shirts are, you know, might be insulting to me, and you might think it was very funny, and it's just seemed like there were too many issues. It would be kind of nice to be able to see it, but it was gonna bring a lot of other issues in my opinion.
all right. Item number 17 is the first reading of the supplemental budget ordinance. Carolyn, is there any comments that you want to make to help explain it or help us understand?
Basically, the funds that I have listed have, gone over budget. Let me bring that document up. Sorry. No. One of them, like in the streets, we had decided to do that Crate Road project, so that caused to go over budget. Also on that project included. Sorry, I'm slow here. Okay, the first part, was the engineering. We had done a general service with our engineer, so that affected the general fund of the 0419, with some services that was not budgeted for. But there was need to do those services. The audit increase was due to, having to have another single audit done due to the federal funds that we received on the airport project. That carried over in 2 years of audits. The building repair was, I'm not sure what that, was due to. I should have made a comment on that, but the housing loan, when we did the 2024 budget, we had not secured that loan to do, Echo Valley yet, so it had not been included. And then there was talk about trying to, if our sales tax revenue came in good enough, that we would try paying 2 loans this year, to try to take down that, principal and stuff. So it's in there. If I get to, the December meeting and we find out that the revenue just isn't there, I just won't pay that again, and the money will just be there. So these are just calculations, cushioning the budget so that I'm covered and don't get tweaked on the audit by going over budget. So we'll see how that one ends up. The 421, there was some added repairs over at the police station with the HVAC that had to be repaired. And then in the 0431 account, that was the engineering for the project 1 on Creighton Road. And so kind of it hit all of those areas in that fund. Let's see, and then the group insurance was due to a switch to one of the employees going from a single to a family policy, so that changed that. So to support that extra money, that we did have an increase right now, looking at the budget, and we still have 2 more payments to receive, so it might be more than that, but 225,000 extra in the sales tax revenue than what we had budgeted for. And then 274,000 is just cash on hand to cover those added expenses that we have. The budget in the 211 account, which is the BBB funds, due to the chamber director not doing community center duties any longer. The payroll and stuff needed to come out of then the 211 account, and that was not budgeted that way, so that's the difference there. And that will be supported by just cash on hand. The fire department, they don't always, but they can have auto repairs that are unforeseen, and that's just a given. And then their insurance did increase, so that's why the 5,500. And then there was some increase in fire clothing, which I think was due to increase in their membership. They had to get them fire clothing. So the support of that is that they did have $10,000 more in donations than what was budgeted for. Also in the service collection was another 3,000 increase than what was budgeted. And the 16,000, I believe some of that they had done was due to a grant. And so then that was the grant that came in to cover that. But they would still be using 54,000 out of their fund balance. Library, there's office supplies and travels and dues, and then the 3,000 other expense, and that's just kind of just not calculated, I guess, because I can't explain why they were over budget on that. But a couple of the library board members did come in and visit with me about that. And like I explained to them, if it's just a cushion, if they don't need that kind of money to cover because we got a month left in the budget, that money will just sit there. It doesn't affect anything. So it's just being prepared for it. The cemetery, I think that was other expense was due to some repair to the lawnmower that wasn't foreseen. And but they're covering their costs due to, they collected $1,600 in service collections, which is selling of lots, which we don't have a budget for because that's something you don't like to foresee. So. And then the wastewater, that 50,000, that was due to the Creighton project as well. But we do have an additional 50,000 in the wastewater charges that was budgeted, so that's kind of a wash right there. So that's an explanation of where that's all affecting and due to what, so. Any other questions?
Okay, would I have a motion then to approve the first reading of the supplemental to the 2025 annual appropriation ordinance 2504?
So moved.
Zach moved
Second.
and Mike seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, so then that brings us to number 18, which is the employee handbook. The old one had been sent out earlier for everyone's review. And then the final copy was included again in your packet. Some people made comments and those were included. They're in yellow, any of the additions or edits from the last one that you may have seen.
I did talk to Nathan and I didn't get anything changed in there. I don't know, maybe he can comment at this time. I had added some verbiage under the different types of employees that we have. I forget which page that's on. As I'm kind of looking towards the retirement part of things next year. But still interested in working part-time, but not wanting to pay back into South Dakota retirement, working part-time. They don't allow you a lot of hours. And so, the option to be a contracted employee was maybe something I was thinking about, and I added some verbiage to that.
Page 18.
Okay. Do you want to speak to that, or?
Yeah,
If
I
you
think,
think that's
the important, I think that's appropriate, to add in an additional classification, that it's important for somebody in that sort of position, to be essentially a contract employee that is not, receiving benefits. And, like Carolyn suggested, the state has a maximum hours that you can work before your retirement is essentially invalidated, which was $12.50 a year, I think, essentially halftime, I think, well, a little more than halftime, but she wanted to carve out an additional classification that says this person is a contract employee, but does not receive the benefits that are otherwise provided in the manual.
So I just wanted to make a point of why that section was highlighted.
Will that work?
Reason for that.
I think it should work, and that somewhat came at the direction of the state retirement system, as I understand. So.
Okay, any other questions? Comments? Okay, would I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's been moved to approve the City of Wall Personnel Policy Handbook. Is there a second?
Second.
Zach is seconded. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that brings us to the rental agreement. Katie, would you address that for us, please?
Sure, we just, I went through and we met, I don't remember even when it was, it's been a bit ago now, I know Zach was there and, me and Melanie, you guys were there, oh no, you weren't. You were on the ambulance call.
Came late though.
Yeah, so, we met, it's been a while ago and just,
And VFW and American Legion.
yes, there was a big group of us.
Large representation
Yeah.
of them.
And we just discussed, kind of what we wanted to see for the community center as far as, what we thought was important, and then we went through that, rental agreement and just made some changes as far as, well, mostly it was just getting rid of some unneeded verbiage and made it a little clearer and updated a few of the, that it had been thrown in there when the, set up a tear down was taken out, but it just needed to be updated a little bit.
Tweaked.
Yeah, tweaked and made cleaner, and so, we did that, and so that's all it is, it just needs to be, looked at and approved, and I think that was, I don't think that there was really much, that there was any big changes to it, though, was there? Other than-
Is there a reason they need a key 7 days before their event? They're gonna interfere with the pickleball players if they can 7 days.
So the only reason that is quite frequently we have people that are out of town that are renting. And so, it just gives them a chance to send somebody down here to pick up a key. And so, and we've got several sets of keys, so it's not a problem to have them pick up a key a week beforehand and then just have that, because we would much rather have them do that than call on Saturday morning and not be able to get into the community center, so.
Okay, any other questions on the rental?
On, item number 7 of the rental application agreement. Says the renter agrees that if alcohol of any kind or percentage is to be consumed at the event held in the Wall Community Center, a license must be obtained by the renter. And the renter can hire an existing on-sale liquor license holder bar to provide alcoholic beverages, or can purchase an open container permit for malt beverages. However, all weddings must hire an on-sale liquor license holder to provide alcoholic beverages. If the renter for a wedding event allows or serves alcohol rather than hiring an on-sale liquor license, then a $250 fine will be assessed to the renter. So with that, the malt beverages, wouldn't that fall under alcoholic beverages? For, like, if they just want to serve malt beverages, they could just get a permit, can't they, from?
So all weddings have to hire a bar, and that's just mostly liability, just because
Like
we wanna make sure these
insurance.
people are getting served at a legal age, and
Yeah.
legal leave is probably but if you're having a family reunion here with, 50 people, you can get that, the open container permit and come in and get that without hiring a bar.
Okay,
So that's the difference between those two things.
gotcha. And it has to be like the on-sale liquor license, like Red Rock couldn't do anything since they have a restaurant license, correct? So it'd just be one of the 3 that are active in.
Do you think that the fine should be higher than $250? I kind of think it should be.
I think the state might have an additional fine or sanction.
And we're probably gonna find out about it from that guy over there, because, I mean, we're probably gonna be the least of their worries, but.
Yeah, I just question if that's a pretty serious deal.
Right, and we're pretty careful about it as far as we know that they're getting their license. And
Did they have to provide you with who they hired?
There's a form we have.
Yeah, it says-
Lets us know who they're hiring.
Yeah,
That makes
and
sense.
then, and usually it's the bar that comes in and
Good.
gets it anyways, so.
But they're having like a family reunion, just need a permit, that'd just be the renter that would get the
Yep.
permit from the city.
Yeah.
And that is just malt beverage. open
Well,
container.
yeah, no hard alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, you can consume too much of one or the other,
Yeah.
but that's just the way it is.
Keep the wine out of your.
Yeah, seltzers.
Yeah.
Malt beverage.
Haven't had.
Okay, so any other questions? Any good questions, gentlemen? Okay, with that, would I have a motion to approve the community center rental application and agreement?
So moved.
Zach moved
Sorry.
and Dan seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Set election day, it appears that that's going to be June 2nd, 2026.
That is one of the options, or you can choose the November option, but I would not be in favor of the November option, I guess. Unless you guys so choose, but if I have to run the election.
June's more traditional, it's a more traditional time, yeah.
Okay, so do I need a motion to that effect?
No, I
Okay.
just wanted to inform you guys when it would be, and then,
Because then that leads us to the agreement with the city of Wall and town of Wasta and Wall School District.
yes,
Item number 21, which says, which means that for the purpose of conducting a combined election, that is Wall, City of Wall and Wall School District, and then publication is City of Wall, Town of Wasta and Wall School District. So that is what this agreement is indicating, and has signatures then for Wasta, Wall, and the Wall School Board.
I'm gonna back up and just for safe purposes, I would take a motion on the June 2nd date.
Oh,
So moved.
okay, so Mike moved and Jerry seconded. All those in favor of having the election date June 2nd, 2026?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're to the combined agreement.
Motion to approve.
Yes, please. Jerry has moved
Second.
and Mike seconded. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, also item 22 is indicates that Mary, Rick, Stan, and Jerry are the offices, positions that are open. Voter registration is 12/15 to 12/30. December 15th, December 30th is when you can register. Petition circulation starts February 2nd. The deadline is March 24th. You can absentee vote up to April 17th. Voter registration is April 26th to May 3rd. Notice of election is 5/12 to 5/24. Voter registration is May 18th. Publish the ballot is May 24th. And election date then is June 2nd. Anything more there, Carolyn? Need to?
No.
That's what matters of information. That brings us to senior finance report, Carolyn.
I was just going to let you know what I've been doing is just kind of preparing to be out of the office starting tomorrow. I'll be attending the NLC conference through the South Dakota Municipal League as past president. And I will be in Salt Lake City, but I will have my computer, so I am gathering things to do while I have downtime while I'm there. So if anyone needs to reach me through emails, whatever, I am available because it is a working conference, but and then I just wanted to mention also that I gave you your audit books. They came, I think, the day after council last time. And so you guys have approved the audit, but if you have a sleepless night or something, you can sure pull that book out and read through it. But also, if it's in seriously, but if you do have looked through it, if you have some questions, bring it back and we'll talk through it. And that's basically all I have.
Okay. Well, have a good trip, especially if you're flying, right? Finance officer report.
Okay, today we were switched from our utility billing software into the cloud, and we've been anticipating the transition for a little bit, so it's gone really, really smoothly so far. There's still a few items that the company is, they're still finishing to migrate over for us, but once that's complete, we'll be completely integrated and, we'll just be working from one system, so that's pretty exciting. And we've also been doing updates and maintenance on our city website. And our website developer offers an alert system that's similar to the red alert system that we currently use. So when our code red contract expires, we're gonna be switching from them to this new alert service. And it's gonna reduce the duplication, and it's gonna keep the information more consistent that we send out. So we'll just have to make one post, and then that will send the alerts to the residents who are signed up for the alert system. And then it will also go out to the city website, and then it will also go out to the city Facebook page, just with one little button that you push. So that'll save some time too, and all the messages will be the same. And then we do need the residents to sign up for the new alert system. And so the easiest way to do that is just to sign up for the City of Wall app on your phone, and then you'll see where you can find the little alert sign up option. And then you can also just go to the City of Wall homepage. It's on the City of Wall website, and then you'll be we're gonna be sending out some reminders in the coming months through our current alert system, just because if you are already signed up for the code red, you still have to go back in and sign up for this new alert system, because you have to give us permission to send us these, to send these messages out. It doesn't work for both of them. So we'll have some more stuff coming out on that here in the next couple months, because I think is it March when our contract is up, so we've got some time to get everything swapped over. And then also under the alert sign up tab on the city website, there's also a button where you can submit events to be listed on the city website. We have the community center calendar posted on our website now. So if there's an event or meeting scheduled in the community center or in this meeting room, it's visible on our website. So it's gonna allow residents to check availability to see what's happening here without needing to call us first. So if they're looking for a meeting, or if they're just trying to schedule, they're gonna know that without having to call right away. And so then also, if you have an event calendar for events taking place outside of our facility, there's a tab there too. So if you'd like your event posted, you can complete and submit this little online form, and then once we just have to go in and approve it, it gets added to the calendar. We are not going to be posting any events without a submission, even if we know about them, just because then the responsibility is going to fall on the event organizer to put that out there, and then that way we won't be overlooking or forgetting anybody, and because we know that will happen. And so that way it's whoever puts it out there, then it'll be listed. So there'll be an event tab and then a community center tab. So it'll just be out there. So I think that is all I've got.
I would just like to comment that because of us switching to the cloud, I am going to be able to work on some of these things in our software now that I couldn't before without being in the office and connected to the server. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Yeah, very nice.
Are you gonna put down April 29th for the school, or you have to wait for her to officially?
Nope, I asked her if we could put it down just to reserve it, so it is on there for him, because we want to make sure we don't give up the date, so it's on there.
Good question, Jerry. Okay, anything else? Okay, moving on to the mayor's report then. I asked Zach to follow up. He had talked about the South Boulevard Main Street stop sign, or had been brought to our attention. So Zach, if you'd like to.
Yeah, the response I got from there was there's only been 2 accidents there for the past decade. One was failure to yield to the right of way, and one was running the stop sign itself. And they need more data to put up more signage for something like that, where a cross traffic does not stop. Because they said they usually put up that sign if it switches from a 4-way stop to a 2-way stop. because people are used to a four-way stop and everybody stopping, and then you switch it to a two-way and now everybody's used to stopping. So they said that, too much signage could be a bad thing on that kind of deal.
And they gave accident statistics.
Yeah, but there was 2 in the past decade and at that intersection there, so.
Just happens that 2 of them were recently, right?
Yeah. Had
So-
one maybe on this board.
Just so.
Just hundred. Right, yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Zach, for updating us on that. And Hanson subdivision, in December of 2022, the council had approved moving forward and extending infrastructure on Kelly Avenue and then Dorothy Street, or Gloria Street. And as of Friday, a building permit was submitted for lot 7. So there will be a new home going up there, and what I'm trying to say is all 7 of those lots have been sold and will have houses on them. And that is an amazing accomplishment to fill a subdivision that quickly, so,
Are they all governor houses?
no. So they are 2,
3?
well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the north or the south side. And then 2 stick built, and then the new one is gonna be a governor's home. And it's great to live in a neighborhood with so many young kids, isn't it, Mike?
It is.
Wait till I get older.
Because we.
None of them are mine.
Too early to tell. Yeah.
Love kids when they're not mine.
Yes, it's a great neighborhood, so we love it out there.
Lots
And-
of kids looking to shovel snow, huh?
Yeah, that is a good idea. They're a little bit young yet, but one of these days.
There's some enough.
Yeah, they'll get there. So,
Snowballs.
okay, are there any other items for discussion? No action will be taken, but does anyone have any others that needs to be brought before us? The next council meeting will be December 4th, 2025. That'll be the day after the pancake supper, 6:30. I don't believe we have a need for executive session at this time. And therefore, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
Dan has moved,
It's too early.
Jerry has seconded, all those in favor say aye,
Hi.
motion carried.
I'll save you something. What did you say pancake supper was?
December
Third.
4th.
No.
Third.
December 3rd?
December 3rd, yeah.
Yeah. Would you mind not listening?